it's me, Jennifer Lottie again. Welcome back to my channel. I have a list here of all the things that we have been watching during quarantine, but I'll try to explain as much as possible in very little, just because it could get long if I explain what everything was about. So, let's get started. What we watched the most was Apple TV Plus. We just got it because I got a new iPhone and it came with a year free of Apple TV stuff. So we watched so many things. Now we're running out of things to watch on that, but I'm not going to go in any order of what my favorite was or anything like that. And this is Rogue. With Apple TV, we watched, the most recent thing we watched was the Beastie Boys story. And oh my god, there were so many things I didn't know. And MCA, the one who died, he was such a character and he was so carefree and free-spirited, I think. Not like super carefree, he cared about a lot of stuff, but he was free-spirited and he was such an amazing guy, and so sad, rip MCA. But yeah, it was such a good documentary if you guys haven't seen it. It made me laugh too, there's a lot of funny stories in there. And then we watched the Elephant Queen documentary. Oh man, it follows a herd of elephants and you like fall for these characters, you cry, so sad. But a lot of it's really interesting. We watched Greyhound with Tom Hanks about the World War II and the Navy. There's some submarines and stuff, and Navy ships. It was an okay movie. We watched that Dad's documentary that Bryce Dallas Howard did. Oh, that was really cute. I cried on a couple of them. It was super sweet. And then The Morning Show was the first thing we watched with Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon. I really liked it. I was getting into all the drama that they had there, and then it gets into a lot of big issue things. But it's good. I really liked it. Defending Jacob. That was based off of a book. I never read it, but after watching it, I read that they made some changes, that there are some there was a big difference in the ending, I guess. But yeah, if you watch that, it's a really good, investigative type show. For All Mankind, that was if in the space race, if the race never ended, so it's always between Russia and America, and it's just never-ending Apollos and, going into space and taking habitat on the moon and family life while they're in space. And it's actually a really interesting show, with Joel Kinnaman as the main character. Truth Be Told, that one was really good with Octavia Spencer and Aaron Paul, where she's a investigator journalist and comes back to a case. I don't remember how many years later. It was 15, 20 years later, I can't remember. But there's new evidence that shows up, so she thinks, oh my god, I'm wrong, and she goes into trying to find out the real case. I really like that one. You already guys know I'm an optimist, so I really like a lot of stuff. Servant, that's the M. Night Shyamalan one, and I don't know the main guy's name, but Rupert Grint from Harry Potter is in it, and oh man, it's so wacky, but you get so into it. I love it. M. Night Shyamalan stuff is so cool to me. I love it. Home Before Dark, that's with Jim Sturgis and that, what's her name, Brooklyn Prince, the little girl, she's so adorable. And it's about a 9-year-old investigator journalist where her dad is one, but she ends up following her dad all the time, and they go back to his hometown, and she gets all into this case from when he was a little boy. It's actually crazy. It's based on a true story too. Amazon Video, we rented a couple off of there, what's it called? The King of Staten Island with Pete Davidson, that's his name. We watched that. That was a good movie. It's a Judd Apatow movie. I liked it. It kind of, the ending was left open. I was like, I want an ending. And we rented Jojo Rabbit. And that was so funny. Of course, there were sad parts because it's kind of like World War II, German Hitler, but it was hilarious. It has a bunch of different people in there. When I talk about big cast stuff, I might not say all the cast names. And we watched This one was so weird with Daniel Radcliffe, called Guns Akimbo, where he gets these guns attached to his hands and he has to somehow survive. Oh my god, it's hilarious, and if you like action movies, you'll love it. And Daniel Radcliffe. I watched the Jonas Brothers documentary, of course, their second part, and that was really fun. The first part was more about I actually really like the first one better because it tells more of a story of their whole history. The second one is just the concert, which Claire had fun. She danced around. We watched My Spy with Dave Bautista. Oh my god, that was so good. It was so cute, so funny. The music in it, especially in the beginning, the whole beginning part is the best. You guys should watch that. Last one, Laughing. It's hosted by Rebel Wilson, and it's a bunch of Australian comedians stuck in a room and they can't smile or laugh. They get a warning. It's so, some of their jokes are so stupid and raunchy and stuff, but you can't help but laugh, and you're like, I don't know how they are not laughing. Homecoming, the first season was with Julia Roberts, and that one I was into, really liked it. First you're like, what the heck is this about? So now that you know what it's about, the second season was with Janelle Monáe, and man, that season was pretty good. I liked it. It was shorter. We watched, I think that was it on Amazon Video. I'm not sure, there could be more. Disney Plus, we watched a lot of random, they have a lot of random stuff, things we've seen before. They put up TV shows or documentaries on how they make things. And we watched a couple of little things of that. Otherwise, we watched like older Disney movies, nostalgic, and you know. Then we watched Netflix. Tiger King, of course. That was the beginning of quarantine, and that was a hoot. That was hilarious. And of course, sad for the animals and sad for Carol Baskin's first husband. She probably killed him. I think that's what everybody thinks. We watched The Wrong Missy. That one was like a stupid funny movie. And then Unsolved Mysteries. That's what I just finished last night. My husband watched a little bit of it with me, but those are so interesting. The craziest one was the French one. I don't know if you guys watched it. If you guys are able to watch subtitles, that episode was crazy. Spencer Confidential with Mark Wahlberg. That was a fun action-packed movie and about integrity and, you know, not giving up. And The Old Guard with Charlize Theron, we watched that. That one was good. That was an interesting story. Ozark, the latest season. Oh, I love Ozark. If you haven't watched Ozark, please watch it. It's so good. And I think they have one more season coming up. They usually come out every 2 years, I think. I put Claire down for a nap, and she probably hears me talking and wondering who I'm talking to. And she just keeps going, Mama, and screaming. 13 Reasons Why was the last season. I watched that. And you know, it was all right, but it goes into a lot of different things with teenagers. You know, I like getting into all that stuff, especially with working at the juvenile facility. I think that's what got me into working with there. I get intrigued about teenagers' mental health and their lives and how they grew up, and you understand why the way they were. But yeah, if you're interested in those type of things, it kind of gets in deep, so hopefully it's no triggers for anybody. Dead to Me with Christina Applegate and Linda Cardellini. That was the second season, and they're supposed to have a third season. That one's a fun show to watch. It's just something to do. It's not like, oh my god, amazing, but it's great though. Extraction with Chris Hemsworth. That one was like a military type movie. That was fun. Always fun to watch Chris Hemsworth. Okay, HBO, we watched a good amount of things. Some of it was by myself, like Love Life with Anna Kendrick. That show was so good. It was cute. I really enjoyed it. And Expecting Amy with Amy Schumer. I don't really care for her, but this one was a good documentary where you kind of see her pregnancy and birth stuff with all the stuff that she had to go through. It made my pregnancy was easy. I couldn't believe what she was going through. I felt really bad for her. We watched Good Boys with Jacob Tremblay. I think that's like a Seth Rogen movie, and it was really funny, stupid with little kids. It's kind of like a Superbad, but with little ones. The Kitchen. I can't remember if we watched this before quarantine or during, but that's with like Elizabeth Moss and Tiffany Haddish and Melissa McCarthy. That was a good one. I really liked. I was into that. Elizabeth Moss kicked ass in that movie. We watched Lucy in the Sky with Natalie Portman. That one was weird, and it's based on a true story. I read what really happened with this astronaut. So they changed up a lot of the story, but it was kind of like basically similar. But I was expecting a whole space movie, and it wasn't just about space. Tolkien, I never know how to say it. Tolkien, with Nicholas Hoult, where it's about J.R. Tolkien, who wrote, The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings and stuff, and how he started doing the story writing, and based off of like his life and in Warren. And that was a good one. Last Christmas with Emilia Clarke, that was cute. It was kind of like given of what was happening, but it was also a surprise. But I think I read before what happened, so it wasn't too much a shock. I was just like, oh yeah, and I told my husband, so I kind of like ruined it for him. Midway, that was another war movie that had a bunch of people in it. Was that World War II? I think so. Or was that World War I? Crap, I don't remember. Ad Astra with Brad Pitt, that one was a good movie about him trying to save his dad in space. Long Shot, we just watched that with Charlize and Seth Rogen. So funny, enjoyed it. Dr. Sleep with Ewan McGregor, I was like so into this movie. Usually I get so tired at night watching movies and I like doze off. I was just like into this movie. I really liked it. It made me want to watch whatchamacallit with Jack Nicholson, the Red Rum movie, because it's a sequel to that. He plays like the grown-up version of that boy on the tricycle. Ready or Not with Samara Weaving, that one was fun. If you're into like those fun, gory, gross movies, but like it's thriller, like it was fun. I don't know, me and Matt really enjoyed it, and the ending was what made like the whole movie. We watched Harriet. Oh, that was a good story. Good history lesson that you don't really get to learn too much about, like in history books. At least I don't remember. So this was really good history. Perry Mason, that show is great. I think it's still going. I think we still have a few more episodes left. They haven't gotten into, they added another season. They haven't gotten into what happened yet. The Art of Racing in the Rain with Milo Ventimiglia and Amanda Seyfried. Oh, I cried my eyes out. That movie, Matt, I think, teared up too. It was so sad, but so heartwarming at the same time. I think that was what we watched on HBO. We could have watched more, but I don't remember. On Hulu, we watched that Palm Springs movie with Andy Samberg. That was good. That was a fun watch. Celebrity Watch Party, that's like something that's on Fox, but I watch on Hulu. I have Fox, but I like watching stuff on Hulu because I can watch them the next day. Because me and my husband usually watch other things at night after we put Claire to bed. And then I Still Believe. Oh, that was a good movie. That was one of those Christian movies with KJ Apa and Britt Robertson about Jeremy Camp. It was a good one. Better Things with Pamela Adlon. I don't know. I think that might have been the last season, but if you've never seen Better Things, it is hilarious. It's so random. I love random. I don't know. I think people would like it. Normal People, that was one of my favorites. I ended up reading the book after. I was so into it. I was like, Matt, you can go play games or something. I really want to watch Normal People because I don't think he would care to watch it. Little Fires Everywhere. Matt and I were really into that one. That was a good story. That's based off of a book, but I never read it. But with Reese and Kerry Washington, very good story. It pulls you in. And of course I watched The Voice when it was the last part of the season. It's really surreal watching shows where it's done at home. It kind of makes it really sad. It's not really fun. And thank you for watching. Let me know what you guys are watching, any suggestions, if you've seen any of what I've seen, and if you liked it, didn't like it. I'm of course an optimist and liked mostly everything on there. Some I might have dozed off and fell asleep. But yeah, thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel and enjoy. Bye.